Imagine the slow, creeping sensation of invisibility in your own life, where your efforts seem to vanish into the background, your words fall on deaf ears, and your presence is as acknowledged as the air. It's a profound, silent pain felt by many, being taken for granted. This experience, while deeply personal, is unfortunately common in various types of relationships, from romantic partnerships to friendships and even professional environments. Why does this happen? Why do people, even those we love and trust, fail to value us? It's often not about a lack of love or respect, but rather a complex interplay of human psychology, habitual behavior, and the dynamics of power and familiarity in relationships. Over time, the consistent contributions we make can become so regular that they are no longer seen as exceptional but expected. Our consistent reliability, while a strength, can paradoxically lead others to overlook the need to express gratitude or recognition. Today we will delve into this painful experience, not just to unearth the reasons behind it, but to offer ways to alter this dynamic. We will explore how communication breakdowns contribute to being taken for granted, how societal and cultural norms can dictate the recognition we receive, and what psychological factors in both the giver and the receiver perpetuate this cycle. By understanding these dynamics, we can start to make changes, setting boundaries, communicating needs more clearly, and sometimes re-evaluating our place in relationships. This exploration is not just about finding fault, but about fostering a greater appreciation for ourselves and teaching others how to treat us with the respect and consideration we deserve. Join me as we navigate this challenging topic, equipped with insights to not only understand, but overcome the pain of being taken for granted. 1. Understanding habituation in relationships. The phenomenon of being taken for granted can often be traced back to a psychological process known as habituation. This process occurs when continual exposure to a stimulus, such as a person's actions or presence, leads to decreased attention and appreciation over time. In relationships, this means that the very reliability and consistency that make one a dependable partner, friend, or colleague can unfortunately lead to their contributions being overlooked. To combat habituation, it's essential first to recognize its presence. Reflect on the dynamics of your relationships. Do you find that your efforts once met with gratitude now barely receive acknowledgement? This shift could be a sign that habituation has set in. Understanding this can help depersonalize the pain associated with being taken for granted, framing it instead as a common psychological response rather than a deliberate devaluation. Once recognized, you can begin to address habituation by introducing small changes to disrupt the predictable patterns. This might mean varying your usual contributions or changing how you perform tasks. The goal is not to lessen your reliability, but to refresh how your actions are perceived. Additionally, directly communicating your feelings can help others become aware of their habituation, prompting a conscious effort to acknowledge and appreciate your contributions more frequently. By understanding and addressing habituation, you can start to shift the dynamic in your relationships, ensuring your efforts are recognized and valued, thus mitigating the pain of being taken for granted. 2. Communicating value and expectations. A common reason people feel taken for granted is a lack of clear communication about their needs and expectations. Without expressing how we want to be treated, others may unknowingly undervalue our contributions or presence. Effective communication is key to ensuring that your value is recognized and respected within any relationship. Begin by evaluating what you need from your relationships that you are currently not receiving. Are you looking for more verbal appreciation, help with tasks, or perhaps more quality time together? Identifying these needs is the first step towards effectively communicating them. Once you know what you need, schedule a calm and constructive conversation with the person or people involved. It's important to approach this talk not as a confrontation, but as a dialogue aimed at improving the relationship for both parties. During this conversation, use I statements to express your feelings and avoid blaming or accusing the other person, which can lead to defensiveness. For example, instead of saying, "You never acknowledge what I do for you," try saying, "I feel valued when my efforts are acknowledged." Clearly articulate your needs and explain how their actions make you feel. Furthermore, be open to hearing their perspective. They may also have unmet needs or feel underappreciated in ways you hadn't considered. This open dialogue can lead to mutual understanding and adjustments in how you both express appreciation and support. By clearly communicating your value and expectations, you encourage a more conscious relationship dynamic where both parties feel appreciated and valued, reducing the likelihood of being taken for granted. 3. Establishing and enforcing boundaries. One effective way to prevent being taken for granted is by establishing and consistently enforcing personal boundaries. Boundaries help define what is acceptable and what is not in your relationships, ensuring that your time, efforts, and emotions are respected. This lesson focuses on the importance of setting boundaries and the role they play in maintaining healthy, balanced relationships. Begin by reflecting on aspects of your relationships where you feel overextended or underappreciated. These are likely areas where boundaries need to be set or strengthened. For instance, if you find yourself always available for others at the expense of your own needs, you might need to set a boundary around your time. Clearly define times when you are available and times when you are not, and communicate these limits to others. When setting boundaries, be clear and direct in your communication. Explain why the boundary is necessary and how it contributes to your well-being. For example, you might say, "I need to have Sundays to myself to recharge for the week. I won't be available for social calls or work emails on that day." It's also crucial to enforce these boundaries once they are set. If someone disregards your boundary, remind them of it firmly and kindly. Consistent enforcement shows that you are serious about your needs and teaches others to respect your boundaries. By establishing and enforcing clear boundaries, you not only protect your self-worth, but also foster relationships that are mutually respectful and appreciative. This empowerment reduces the likelihood of feeling taken for granted and enhances your overall relationship satisfaction. Cultivating self-respect and self-appreciation. At the core of not being taken for granted is the practice of cultivating self-respect and self-appreciation. This lesson explores how strengthening your self-perception can influence how others perceive and treat you. By valuing yourself, you set a standard for how others should value you, reducing the likelihood of being overlooked in your relationships. Begin by engaging in activities and practices that bolster your self-esteem and reinforce your worth. This could include pursuing hobbies and interests that make you feel competent and confident, or setting personal goals and celebrating when you achieve them. These actions not only enhance your self-respect, but also signal to others that you value and take care of yourself, which can encourage them to treat you with similar respect. Additionally, practice self-appreciation by regularly acknowledging your own efforts and accomplishments. Whether it's keeping a gratitude journal where you note things you're proud of about yourself, or simply taking a moment each day to reflect on what you've done well, these practices help solidify your sense of self-worth. It's also important to surround yourself with people who respect and appreciate you. Their positive feedback can reinforce your self-view and help you internalize your own value. Conversely, distance yourself from relationships that consistently undermine your self-esteem, as they can perpetuate feelings of being undervalued. By cultivating self-respect and self-appreciation, you not only enhance your own life satisfaction, but also teach others how to treat you, ensuring that your relationships are healthy, balanced, and mutually respectful. 5. Recognizing and addressing emotional needs. Often, being taken for granted stems from a mismatch in the recognition and fulfillment of emotional needs within a relationship. This lesson focuses on identifying your own emotional needs, effectively communicating them, and ensuring they are met, which can prevent feelings of being undervalued and neglected. Start by taking the time to truly understand what you need emotionally from your relationships. Do you need more verbal affirmations of appreciation, more quality time together, or perhaps more physical expressions of affection? Identifying these needs is crucial, because if you're unaware of what you require, it's unlikely your partner or friend will recognize these needs on their own. Finally, regularly reassess your emotional needs, as they may evolve over time. Open, ongoing communication about these changes can help prevent future instances of feeling taken for granted, fostering a relationship dynamic that continuously adapts to meet the emotional needs of both individuals. 6. Building mutual gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to being taken for granted. Actively expressing and fostering gratitude within your relationships can transform the dynamics, ensuring that both you and your partner or friend regularly acknowledge each other's value and contributions. This lesson explores ways to cultivate a culture of gratitude that reinforces appreciation and counters neglect. Begin by making it a habit to verbally express gratitude for the everyday actions and gestures that often go unnoticed. Whether it's thanking your partner for handling daily chores or appreciating a friend's consistent support, acknowledging these acts can make them feel valued and less likely to be overlooked. This practice helps shift your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant in your relationship, fostering a positive feedback loop. Encourage an environment where gratitude is expressed freely and frequently. You can set a routine, such as sharing one thing you're grateful for about each other at the end of the day. This not only ends the day on a positive note, but also helps both parties feel appreciated and important. Additionally, consider writing gratitude letters or notes. These can be especially impactful because they provide a tangible reminder of appreciation that can be revisited, reinforcing the message and deepening the emotional impact. It's also crucial to model the behavior you wish to receive. By demonstrating gratitude, you set a standard and create an atmosphere that naturally discourages taking each other for granted. By fostering mutual gratitude, you ensure that recognition and appreciation are integral parts of your relationships, significantly reducing the chances of feeling undervalued or overlooked. 7. Enhancing relationship visibility. Feeling taken for granted can sometimes stem from a lack of visibility within your relationship. This lesson focuses on enhancing how visible you and your contributions are, ensuring they are recognized and not overlooked. Making your efforts more visible can help counteract feelings of being undervalued and ensure that your contributions are properly acknowledged. Begin by openly discussing the roles and contributions each person makes in the relationship. Sometimes one partner may not even realize all the tasks and efforts the other is handling, especially if they are done behind the scenes. Make it a point to share your daily activities and challenges with each other. This doesn't mean keeping score, but rather ensuring a mutual understanding and appreciation of each other's efforts. Consider also setting up regular check-ins where both parties can discuss what's going well and what might need adjustment. These meetings can serve as a platform to bring visibility to unnoticed efforts and discuss how to support each other better. By enhancing the visibility of your contributions within the relationship, you actively work against the dynamics that lead to being taken for granted, fostering a more balanced and appreciative partnership. 8. Fostering reciprocity and fairness. A critical aspect of preventing the pain of being taken for granted is fostering an environment of reciprocity and fairness within relationships. This lesson explores how ensuring a balanced exchange of support, effort, and affection can cultivate a more mutually satisfying and appreciative dynamic. Begin by assessing the current balance in your relationship. Are responsibilities and emotional support shared fairly? Often, an imbalance can lead to one party feeling underappreciated or overburdened. Address any discrepancies by having an open discussion about your needs and how you can work together to meet them more effectively. This could involve redistributing chores, alternating who plans date nights, or simply taking turns choosing what movie to watch. Implement a system of checks and balances where both parties regularly evaluate if they feel their efforts are being reciprocated. By actively working towards reciprocity and fairness, you ensure that both partners feel valued and integral to the relationship. This balance minimizes the chances of resentment building from feeling taken for granted, leading to a healthier, more harmonious relationship. As we conclude our exploration of the pain of being taken for granted and the strategies to ensure you are valued in your relationships, it's important to reflect on the journey we've undertaken together. Understanding why we are sometimes overlooked and learning how to assert our worth are crucial steps towards fostering healthier, more fulfilling relationships. If the insights shared in these lessons have resonated with you, sparked a realization, or inspired you to make a change, I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your engagement helps not only to spread these important messages, but also to create a supportive community where we can all grow together. Which strategies will you implement first? What changes do you hope to see in your relationships? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. By joining our community, you'll continue to receive valuable content that empowers you to build stronger, more respectful relationships in all areas of your life. Also, consider sharing this series with someone who might benefit from it. Sometimes, a little understanding and a few practical tools can make all the difference. Thank you for spending this time with me, and remember, your value is immense, and you deserve to be appreciated in all your relationships. Keep striving for the respect and recognition you deserve, and continue to nurture your relationships with care, communication, and mutual respect. Until next time, take care of yourself and value your worth.